Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new day. So it is Thursday afternoon. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We didn't get up till like 11:30. Well, I got up a little bit before that, but pretty much 11:30. We were up until the early morning hours, and so yeah, we slept late, but now we're having breakfast tacos for lunch. Alright, so I have shut off the fans here. Yeah, apparently the noise of the fans is pretty bad in the videos, so I don't want there to be a staticky noise. So I shut them off, but it is roasting already. And so I'm just going to go through this. I turned the fans on between video clips so I can get some air in here. So it is another humid day. The temperature, the actual temperatures aren't bad. They're in the 70s. But the dew point is also almost 70s. So it makes it very humid. And it's cloudy, but still humid. Alright, but what can we expect from August? I guess you got to expect that in the summer months. So I'm just going to crack some eggs here. I just took bacon out of the oven, as well as some a few tater tots, because we're going to try the tater tots in the breakfast tacos instead of potatoes. But then I thought we'll try the tater tots this time. But somebody had mentioned the canned potatoes, they do fried potatoes and onions. So I thought afterwards, oh, why couldn't we try that and fried up the potatoes for this? So I think we're going to do that next time and try it. Alright, so I've got my chorizo right here. I just took the bacon out of the oven. I think I mentioned that. Some tater tots. I just got to chop up the bacon. Then I can cook it all up, bring it together. I've got the comal, which is the tortilla warmer. I've got that warming up on the stovetop. I got Glenn's hot sauces out of the refrigerator. And I just usually put shredded cheese on mine. And I took that out as well. So last night's supper, my chicken Alfredo was really good. And it was actually really filling. So when we had supper, when I did the video, we actually had some later on too. So we're actually eating, 2 people are eating off each meal 3 times. So that is not wasteful. We'll finish the rest off for supper tonight. So that's done. Later on, I'm going to make the custard pie, the raspberry custard pie. Alright, so I think I'm ready to, well, I'm going to wait for the comal to warm up a little more so it's done. And then I got to chop up the bacon, and then we're going to put all this together. But yeah, supper was really good last night. Chicken Alfredo, delicious, filling. And then Glenn liked his sauerkraut and sausage casserole. He said those canned potatoes, there was nothing wrong with them. He didn't taste no mold, no nothing. So he liked them. Alright, so I guess when we go grocery shopping next time, we're going to have to do a little stock up on canned potatoes. Alright, so let me get the fans back on for a few minutes and chop up the bacon. Alright everyone, so the thing about chorizo is it does not look appetizing whatsoever when you put it in. But in the end, the product is good. So, yeah, it does not look appetizing. Alright everyone, so the chorizo is pretty much broke down, and we're just going to start throwing the egg in and the bacon and potatoes. And the reason I put the whole tube of chorizo in is for more flavor. Chorizo was always a staple in our house growing up. So yeah, I like to have it. Alright, there's the bacon. Got some hash browns there, or tater tots rather. And we're just going to give it a mix, get it all together. And yes, I did give Gypsy her one strip of bacon. I couldn't break tradition with that. Alright everyone, so chorizo is done. And it probably still doesn't look appetizing to some of you. But what I do miss is seeing the papitas in there. So we'll see. I don't think there's enough tater tots in there. We'll see how it is. But I may end up going back to just traditional papitas. Because not all the fresh potatoes tasted moldy or anything. But we just had a bad experience, and now he doesn't want fresh potatoes. So, all right, I'm gonna go get Glenn ready to get up and have some lunch, and then we're gonna make some breakfast tacos for lunch. All right, everyone. So here is mine. I'm having mine on flour tortilla. Just gonna put well, not a little bit, but I'm putting cheese on mine. And Glenn will get a little bit of cheese because that's all he wants. Alright, here's Glenn's. He's got corn tortilla. And there is our breakfast tacos for lunch. Alright everyone, so we are done with our breakfast tacos, and there is enough left for tomorrow. So I probably will be the most one likely to eat them. Glenn is not a fan of leftover breakfast taco mixture. So now what I'm going to do is make the raspberry custard pie that Glenn wants. So I have all the ingredients here of what you'll need. Somebody wanted me to make a video on it, so here it goes. Alright, first thing is a pie crust, uncooked. I am just using one of those Pillsbury tubes. Comes 2 in a pack, the Pillsbury pie crust. I'm just using one, so it's in there. I wrap the rim with tin foil so the edges don't burn. You'll need a whisk. You'll need 4 eggs, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and look, I pre-measured everything for you guys. A teaspoon of vanilla. You'll need 2½ cups of milk in a saucepan, preferably whole milk. You'll need 3/4 cups of sugar, and whatever fruit, if you do want to put fruit in it. We have some raspberries. We have fresh raspberries. I did rinse them out and soak them put them on a paper towel to get all that water out of them. And that's what you're going to need for this easy, it's called old-fashioned custard pie. So Glenn found the video on it, the recipe, so that's what we're going to do. I've got the oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so now that I've got all my ingredients prepared, I can just put them to the side now. Because the first thing we're going to do is scald the milk. So we don't want it totally bubbling, but we do want the edges bubbling and steam coming off the milk itself. Alright, so we're going to do that. So we're going to go to the stove. Okay, I've got my heat on medium, so you want a medium heat, and you're just gonna stir it frequently until it starts bubbling on the sides and steaming in the middle. Alright, so I'm gonna let that get going. I just turned the heat on, so we're gonna make sure you don't forget about it because you'll burn the milk. Alright, so you could see the steam coming off from the middle. I don't quite have bubbling on the sides, but I can hear it to start bubbling. I'm listening to it. Okay, you can see the bubbling now right across the edges there. So now that it's steaming, I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the heat. Okay, I took the milk off the stove, off the heat, and I've got it, look, on my brand new pot holder for fall, starting them early. Alright, so I'm going to put it on there, let it sit on there, and let it cool off for just a bit while we get all the other ingredients together. So I'm going to move that to the side. Alright, so we've got our 4 eggs here. We want to get those in there. I've never had custard pie. Apparently Glenn has. I'm sure he has. His mom and sister used to bake all the time when he was growing up. So, but I've never even heard of custard pie before I got here. So I hope I like it. Alright, to our eggs, our 4 eggs, we're going to add the 3/4 cups of granulated sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I've got sea salt there, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to go ahead and whisk this. Whisk it good until it's all combined. So how many of you out there, I'm sure there's quite a bit, have made your own custard pie? Okay, so once I've got this all whisked up, what I think I'm going to do is get a damp cloth to put underneath, because I'm going to have to pour in the milk slowly and then whisk it at the same time. So I don't want this to be moving around. So I'm going to get a damp cloth. Okay, it looks like that's all whisked together. Okay, I've got my damp cloth there, and we're going to start whisking in the hot milk slowly. Now I know there's recipes out there where you don't have to boil milk. I saw a lot of them where you don't boil milk. So I don't know if they all taste the same. It looks like they use flour though. And this one does not. That damp cloth really works good to keep your bowl from moving. And actually somebody on the channel, a couple of people actually mentioned it some time ago. So thank you to those folks who mentioned that. It's turning a nice custard color. hope my bowl's big enough. I totally forgot I was going to have to add this milk in. That's almost there. Alright, that's all the milk. And make sure to whisk all that really well. Alright, we're going to get ready to pour it in our pie pan. Now I've seen the raspberries poured in a couple different ways. One, pour them in first and then put the custard filling on top, or fill it up with custard filling and then pour them in. So I'm just going to put the custard filling and then pour them in. Alright. I'm going to move some of this tin foil. Alright. And that's all of it. And now we're going to put in our raspberries. I did rinse them and soak them to get all the water out. Alright. Now let's get this in the oven for 40 to 50 minutes. And there you have it. Alright everyone, so here is the custard pie, and as you can see, I don't know how well you can tell in the video, but it's still like bubbling. Now there are like golden spots around. So this has been in the oven. The recipe said 40 to 50 minutes. It actually has been in the oven for about 55 to 60 minutes. I would say closer to like 57 minutes. Alright, so we're going to call it done. And it's supposed to be a little jiggly as it comes out, and as it cools off it sets. So you'll have to wait till it cools off so we can taste it, and then we'll show you what it looks like inside. Hopefully it tastes good and looks good when I cut it. So, but we are going to let it set for quite a while and cool off. Alright, so there is the raspberry custard pie. Alright everyone, so it has been several hours since the raspberry custard pie was done, and it has been setting, and it actually, the pieces came out perfect. This is cut 2 small pieces so we could try it. So let me give you the rundown on it. For me, I don't care for it. I didn't care for the taste of the custard or the texture. I didn't care for the taste of raspberries. This is the first time I ate raspberries, and I did not care for them. So this pie would not be for me. But Glenn loved it, and that to me is the biggest thing. It doesn't matter that I didn't like it. It's whether he liked it, because he's the one that wanted it. And it makes me happy. It makes me so happy that he loves it. He said this is the closest thing he remembers as a kid when his ma used to make custard pie. So it just makes me ecstatic that he loves this. So that's the outcome of raspberry custard pie. The only thing to do different would be, so you saw in the videos, I put the raspberries in last. Next time I'll put the raspberries in first and then dump the custard filling over the top of them. And he said it could use more raspberries, so next time I'll put more raspberries. Other than that, it was perfect for him. Absolutely perfect, and that makes me, I can't even tell you how happy I am that he loves it. So this whole thing is going to be for him. So he has several days of custard pie. So because I didn't like it, and as I said, I didn't care for the taste, and I didn't care for the texture of the custard. What I'm going to do for myself, and it's just like when you like different meals for supper. We like different desserts sometimes. So this would be something for him. And I don't know if I'll do it tonight yet, but I'll do it for sure tomorrow. I'm just going to make myself a pumpkin type of thing. Because he's not a really big fan of pumpkin. I am. I love pumpkin. So I think I just might make myself some pumpkin muffins. I love pumpkin muffins, so I think I might just do that. Alright, so there it is with the raspberry custard pie. He loved it, and that's all that matters. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close this video out. I hope you enjoyed it. And oh, Glenn wanted me to mention to the person who mentioned buying the can of custard already made, the custard pie filling, I think it was. He said, make this. Don't buy the can. He said, make this. You'll love this. He said he guarantees it's 10 times better. So just telling you what he said. But yeah, definitely I would make this again for him because he would want it again. He said next time he's going to try blueberry. And so yeah, that's I'm glad it came out good for him. And I'll just make myself some pumpkin muffins or something pumpkin tomorrow. Alright, so that is going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try this custard pie recipe. Add whatever fruit you want, or don't add anything. So, and yeah, I don't know if I mentioned, I think I did, the pieces came out perfect, totally formed. Nothing sliding out or anything. It came out a perfect piece of pie. So thank you all for supporting the channel each and every day. We do have more friend mail videos to share with you. We received so many amazing blessings from folks, and it's unbelievable. So, and you can say all you want that we deserve it, but we don't. We don't absolutely deserve. We can't even fathom why we get so much love from you, and thank you all so much. So, and again, it's not just those who are sending friend mail. It's all of you that just support us so much. So thank you all so much from the bottom of our hearts. And with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.